My name is Onye Oemene. I'm representing Group 32. We'll be educating you on knowledge management and e-learning. Under knowledge management and e-learning, we'll have subtopics like intellectual capital, knowledge management, human elements, e-learning, and learning management system.
My name is Esther Falaye, and I'm here to educate you on intellectual capital. You will agree with me that a business has both tangible and intangible assets. And we all know about the tangible assets. We know about the buildings, we know about the plants and machineries and all other properties. But intangible assets are also important in contributing to the success of the business. So intellectual capital covers the treatment for all the intangible assets so as to contribute to the success of the organization. Even though people don't really appreciate intangible assets, but I tell you today that it is important in determining the value you're going to give to your customers out there. And we have different types of intellectual capital. We have the human capital, we have the social capital, and we have the structural capital. When you talk about the human capital deals with the competencies and knowledge of the employees in the business. The competencies and knowledge of the employees in the business also contributes to the success of the organization. You will agree with me that when the people you employ are not competent, the work is not going to go the normal way it should go. So we need competent people to operate the activities of the organization to maximize return. Also, we have social capital. Social capital deals with your relationship with the society. Even if you have the structure, even if you have, the intangible assets, and you don't have a relationship with your customers, your business is not going to thrive in this world. So, as employees in the organizations, you have to develop your values to the world. You have to develop your relationship to the world, to the society, so that you are going to make the business successful. Also, we have the structural capital. The structural capital talks about the processes, the policies that you need in the business. It is very important to know that even if you have the employees, you have the competencies, you have the knowledge, but you don't have a structure in which you will follow, you don't have a plan, you don't have policy, it's not going to be okay. So you have to plan, you have to structure everything. Your organogram has to be there and all of that. So I talked about knowledge when I was talking the other time. We have two types of knowledge. We have the explicit knowledge and we have the tacit knowledge. When you say something is explicit, that means it is detailed, it is documented. So when you talk about explicit knowledge, it talks about a documented knowledge. That means this kind of knowledge, you can acknowledge it anytime and any day. This kind of knowledge is in a file that you can always refer to. When tacit knowledge is not arranged, it's not that clear, it's not documented, it's not detailed enough. So most times organizations prefer to go for explicit knowledge than tacit knowledge. Okay, so we're going to talk about knowledge management. When you talk about knowledge management talks about, the principles, the strategies in acquiring knowledge. You will agree with me that knowledge is very wide, and you have to put in structures, you have to put in policies, you have to put in everything that you need to acquire knowledge, because knowledge can actually be acquired in different places. Okay, so we have the steps in knowledge management projects. Firstly, you have to identify your goal as a business. If you don't have a vision of where you're going to, your business will just be like a daily activity without any profits, without anything. So you have to identify your goal. What do you want to achieve exactly? What do you want your organization to be known for? Yes. So after identifying your goal, you have to look for sources of knowledge. You have to gain knowledge. You have to ask those that have gone ahead of you, and to get information about what they've done to move their business forward. So how can you gain knowledge? How can you get knowledge? We have expert location systems. That means you have to look for experts in that particular industry that you are going to what? To make the business thrive, to make the business successful. I will tell you that as a new business, you need a lot of experts. You need experts to work on your business so that it's going to grow from the very early stage. Also, you need social media analysis. You will agree with me that we are in a modern world. Everything now is on social media. So you have to look for social media shows. Also, we have social media analysis. The business has to look for different social media networks that is going to work for their business. And also, the business has to capture knowledge. Yes, you have to look for those that have gone before you and ask them how they did it. And lastly, the business has to organize, share, and value the knowledge they've gotten. You don't just get knowledge for getting sake. You have to make use of the knowledge you've gotten in the operation of your business, so that you also can get a better result than those that have gone before you.
All right, my name is Adio Samuel, and I'm here to speak on human element. Now, my predecessor spoke on an intangible asset. I'm here to speak on a very tangible asset. Now, every organization, be it an NGO or a governmental organization, a profit-oriented organization, a private organization, as long as it has 2 or 3 people working together or it interacts with people, human element is a very key component of such an organization. Now, how did human element become a proper theory? It became a proper theory in 1952 when William Schultz, a research psychologist, was recruited into the Navy to study a group of people working on a ship together. Now, in his study, he opined a phenomenon which is known as FIRO. FIRO is fundamental interpersonal relations orientation, and FIRO gave a theory that the more compatible people are when they work together, the more efficient, the better the result that they produce, the better the result that they put out. So that means when 2 or 3 people who are more compatible together, when they come together, they can actually give results better than 20 people who are not very compatible and they are working together. So, but William Schultz saw that his research had a bit of a kink. It was not foolproof in the sense that he only opined that 75%. He saw that the theory was only working with 75% of people. So he took the research a bit further, and so he came about with FIRO 2. FIRO 2 now states that for a group of people to work together and be very compatible and give a better result, there has to be 3 very important elements, which is truth, awareness, and choice. Truth, awareness, and choice. Basically, where it states that when we speak our own truth, we are able to solve more problems, and when we actually make the decision to solve more problems, that's the place of choice now. And in awareness, when we have better self-awareness, it gives us more motivation to actually do more. So this is actually the theory of human element. It is basically studying how well people in an organization can work together. Thank you.
My name is Adenle Modukbiola Sarah. I'm here to talk about the e-learning system, which is the electronic learning, and is a computerized based educational tools or system that enables you to learn anywhere and at any time. The term electrical learning refers to the delivery of education and training through digital resources. Technology has advanced so much that the geographical gap is bridged with the use of tools that make you feel as if you are inside the lecture room or the classroom. The benefit of e-learning, that is, it allows you to share materials in all types of platforms or formats such as videos, slideshows, Word documents, and PDFs. It provides the learners with the ability to fit learning around their lifestyles. It suits even the busiest set of people to further their career to gain new qualifications. As compared to traditional learning, e-learning is faster, is cheaper, and potentially better. Almost every household has access to online education. Online learning favors flexibility. Candidates are no longer denied tutor support. Online education is comprehensively affordable, it's cheap. Location and accessibility issues are rendered desolate. That you don't have to walk into your classroom before you could have access to your materials, to lectures and households. Year-round enrollment, no fixed timetable. There is no fixed timetable. You can always log in at any time that is convenient for you. Hence, e-learning provides the opportunity for candidates worldwide, flexible and accessible education at rock bottom prices without compromising on quality. It is several learners can attend a course at the same time at different places. Often there is no limit to how many. It doesn't have to be a specific number of people. Like maybe there is limitation to people that will attend the class. Maybe when you are late, you don't have access to it. No, when it comes to e-learning, as much as possible, many people are allowed to participate. Employees do not need to take time off to study. You can be at your office, and while you are using your internet, you study while you are working. It's so easy. It doesn't have to take time. You can be doing other things alongside while you are listening, or while you are maybe reading your materials. They can study in the evening. It doesn't have to be in the morning. It doesn't have to be in the afternoon. It doesn't have to be at night. Anytime that is convenient for you, you can learn without having physically be at school or college or training center. In so many cases, you have to be in class maybe by 8 a.m. No, when it comes to e-learning, it is so easy. E-learning system and new technology gradually improved. It became increasingly popular. Today, we view it as a normal training and educational options. A report estimates that it should reach about $234 billion by 2024, experiencing 8% CAGR growth over the next few years. According to Arizona, which published the report, the introduction of AR and VR learning and the increasing trend of going mobile and going social further expected to drive the digital learning market. That is, it can be inside the bus, it can be maybe in your room, anywhere that is so comfortable for you to learn. Yes, and the disadvantages of e-learning, it may create a sense of isolation. In some cases, some people learn when maybe they are in the midst of their peers. It makes it easy for them to assimilate more. But when it comes to e-learning, it have to be you, because some people don't like side distraction, and it requires additional training for instructor. Some people mere listening to the lesson or the teachings online does not help them, and because people have different ways of learning and different ways by which they understand things. Online classes are prone to technical issues. Imagine a situation whereby you have to read or go on internet to study something and you have network issues, maybe due to the weather conditions. Yes, they are prone to technical issues. Maybe when your phone went off, maybe you don't have enough batteries and other stuffs like that. It gives room and it makes it easier to procrastinate. Yes, I can do it anytime I like. I can do, since there is no one monitoring me, since I'm not going to be in class, I'm not signing attendance or anything, you can always procrastinate. Some may even decide to do it even at the middle of the night, and it requires good time management skills. That is, you have to time yourself at so time. I have to pay attention to this thing. Yes, you have to leave some other things undone, because you want to pay full attention to it so that you don't waste your data or your internet or here.
LMS is a software designed for online courses and learning programs. It allows users to study, store, and track all information, and it has two major parts: the back-end program and the front-end interface. The back-end program runs in a server. The core function of the LMS, while the front-end interface is the one that the admins and the students use. LMS make it easy to run an online class and monitor student participation. It can also automatically grade and make reports. Thank you.